Welcome. So, what comes to mind for you when you hear the term self-care? Some people feel guilty, some people are excited, some people think it's a waste of time. I want to know from you what feelings, what thoughts come up for you when you hear self-care, self-love. There's different ways to think about it. I want to talk to you about that because Jim and I are passionate about health and wellness and vitality and, thriving in our lives. But a big umbrella for that is how we care for ourselves, and everything really follows under that. So I want to ask you, if you're a person who thinks about the term self-care and it just causes you stress because you're thinking about, oh my gosh, Misty, I barely got the kids to school on time. I'm working on my side hustle. Then I had to go to work. Like, I didn't even eat lunch today. And you're talking to me about self-care. If that to you just sounds like an overwhelming concept, boldly drop a 1 in the comments below. And if I don't know you, welcome. My name is Misty Loretto of the Jim Loretto and Misty Loretto Dare to Dream team. So I am stoked you are here because I think you're really going to have a shift in the area of self-care. And I really think you're going to be able to care for yourself better. So if you're in the camp number 1 and you just feel like, Misty, I'm crazy busy, I just don't have time for self-care, drop a comment 1 below. However, sometimes that self-care or self-love concept actually feels a little bit lavish, like a selfish. And actually, that's the camp that I was in. I felt like, I need to be there for my family and my clients, and I just don't need to prioritize myself because I need to, serve everybody else. If you've had those kind of thoughts or feelings, drop a comment 2 below and let me know that. And you might be somewhere where you've heard the term self-care, self-love, and it's resonating with you. You want to be able to do that more for yourself, and you're just really not sure where to start. If that's you, I want you to boldly comment with a number 3. And the reason is because when we're done talking here, I'm going to give you 3 fantastic reasons why you will find that self-care is actually vital to your health, your mental well-being, emotional well-being, spiritually, physically. It is vital to care for yourself. So we're going to talk about those 3 reasons now. So the first reason, which is kind of interesting because I like to call it self-care is like oxygen. And that might sound extreme, but I'll tell you why in just a minute. Sometimes people find that they think it's a luxury. But how many of you, and let me know if you're on the replay or joining us live, have traveled recently? If you have, I want you to drop a comment below and let me know where you've been, whether it was a local staycation or you actually got in an airplane. And if you got on an airplane, you probably remember as they're closing the doors and the stewardess is going over all of the safety rules, they say, okay, and overhead, you're going to have an oxygen mask drop in the instance of an emergency. And really important, apply your oxygen mask first so that you can be of help to somebody next to you. And I gotta say, the reason why I say self-care is like oxygen, because it really is so important. If you're pouring from an empty cup, how good is that going to be? How much really can you serve other people? And if you're not practicing self-care, it's kind of like not putting that oxygen mask on yourself first so that then you can serve others, whether it's your family or your clients or your church. It is vital that we have that shift in realizing it's actually the most unselfish thing that we can do, because in doing so, we're able to serve others at a higher level. So if thinking about that causes you to have a little bit of a shift, if you didn't think about it that way before, I would love you to say that that's me, just so I know if this is hitting home for people. So thanks so much for those comments. I love it. So number 2, the other incredible reason that self-care is so valuable is because it lowers our stress level. it lowers your stress level. And stress just wreaks havoc on our body. It robs us of our energy. It beats us up emotionally, physically, and it also mimics radical aging. So guess what? The more stressed you are, the faster you're going to age. That's just yucky. So you really want to incorporate self-care so you can lower your stress level. And number 3, I have a special, very handsome guest, I might add, Jim Loretto, who's going to share with you, hi Laura girl, why, excuse me, why the number 3 reason that you really want to incorporate self-care is because you will up-level your joy. And who doesn't want more joy in their life? Or I should say, raise your hand if you want more joy. So Jim Loretto is going to share with you the 3rd reason why self-care is so important in increasing your joy. Hey, baby.
Hey there. I'm excited to be here and talk about this self-care. Good. There we are.
You're good.
I just want to add one more thing on number 2.
Yeah.
The also thing, when you de-stress yourself, you're reducing a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is your stress hormone. So it was really originally designed for fight or flight, right? If you're being chased by a tiger back in the Day of the Lion, cortisol levels would raise and then they would drop. But because we're stressed out all the time, our cortisol levels never really get a chance to drop. And cortisol does a whole lot of things. Added weight too. You can add weight. You don't sleep well. So this self-care topic, I'm so glad we're covering this topic this week, because for me personally, this self-care thing was a big deal. See, a lot of people don't know. Last year, 2018, was just a different year for myself. It was just an interesting season, I'll put it that way. I just didn't really feel inspired a lot. And there's no really rhyme or reason of it. Maybe it's my midlife crisis, Misty. Oh, well, that's behind us.
That was it.
But no, I just really went through a weird time last year, and I felt uninspired. I just wasn't myself. And so Misty and I talked a lot about it, and was really getting into that self-care moment that really helped me get through last year and all of a sudden come out through the other side. And I really, every single day, I practice this self-care. And so for each one of us, self-care is different. For me, my love is, besides my beautiful wife, and exercise, but also surfing. That for me is my decompression chamber. So that's mine. Or we would go for a walk around the lake. There's all sorts of different ways that you can give yourself self-love. And so we want to just share a couple of things that you might be able to do on your daily basis. And I know we're all, Misty, you covered it so well. You're busy, right? But you know, that example of being in the airplane is it was so like spot on, because it's so true. So if we want to be a better version of ourselves and also give a better version of ourselves to our family, we've got to do these self-care things. So like I share with my story what we were doing. But what about simply just going out for a walk around the park, around the block, find a park, grab your favorite book, take 20, 30 minutes to yourself. We can all squeeze 20 or 30 minutes out of our day to give ourselves a little self-love. And I tell you, it makes a world of difference. Go for a walk around the lake, or take a little bike ride, or I know one of our love languages, we love touch. So sometimes we'll run out to this little, you got these little massage places all over the place, all across the United States. They have like $20.
Yeah, like real legit massage places.
Yeah,
okay.
we qualify that. No, you get in there, they do reflexology on your feet, they rub your head and your toes, and oh my gosh, you come out of there, you feel so refreshed. So those are just a few examples of how you can give yourself some self-love, but figure it out. But do this. I challenge you guys for the next 7 days. How about the next 5 days? Of giving yourself some self-love, Miss?
Yeah, so what I want to do is, for those of you who this resonates with and you're like, okay, yeah, I've kind of had a shift. I do feel like I need to prioritize taking care of myself, self-love, self-care, but you're really not sure, even like what that looks like, how you would do it, things that would be important, kind of the how-tos of how to go about it. Jim and I want to support you in that. So what we've been talking about is we're devising a 5-day challenge to you taking baby steps to, at the end of those 5 days, you seeing a transformation in developing a new habit, because that's what it starts with. And as you see those improvements and you find your stress level reduces and your joy increases, you've now set up a new habit and you've seen some personal transformation, and it's going to put you on track to even start increasing those things so that you're just able to serve your family and your clients at a higher level. So if you're hearing this and you're like, yeah, Misty and Jim, I want support in this. I want to know more. I want to be included in your challenge, challenge. I want to be included in your challenge. Drop a heck yeah in the comments below. We will reach out with you for the details of the challenge. We want to let you know that it's going to be free because we love to give of our knowledge. It's helped us so much. We want it to be a benefit to you. So drop a heck yeah in the comments below. We will invite you to the challenge. We'll allow you to invite other friends. And we're just excited to be able to serve you in this way. If you have any questions, as always, you can drop comments or questions or reach out to us personally. But so great to be with you. We hope that we've inspired you to think about the value of self-care and want to go on this journey with you to really have the opportunity for you to be the healthy, happy person that you were meant to be. So anything else, baby?
No, I think that the challenge is the next one after this challenge.
Exactly. All right. Well, thanks again, and we will see you next Thursday. Mwah.
Bye all.